Give your attendance. Give your attendance. The female gamete is known as dash. Female gamete is known as dash. Sperm, egg, female gamete is known as dash. Sperm or egg. The union of male and female gamete. The union of male and female gamete is known as dash. The process of union of male and female gamete is known as dash. The process of union of male and female gamete is known as dash. Fertilization, very good. Out of the following, in which animal external fertilization take place? Elephant, rabbit, cat, frog. Out of the following, in which animal external fertilization take place? Out of the following, in which animal external fertilization occurs? Elephant, rabbit, cat, frog. Frog. Right. Out of the following, in which animal internal fertilization take place? Human, bird, elephant. Out of the following, in which animal internal fertilization take place? Human, bird, elephant, all the above. Elephant internal, human also internal, bird also internal, all the above. Elephant internal fertilization. Out of the following, which animal is hermaphrodite? Out of the following, which animal is hermaphrodite? Earthworm, man, elephant, cockroach. Out of the following, which animal is hermaphrodite? Earthworm, man, elephant, cockroach. Earthworm. Which kind of asexual reproduction take place in Hydra? Which kind of asexual reproduction take place in Hydra? Which type of asexual reproduction take place in Hydra? Budding, very good. When was Dolly sheep successfully cloned? When was Dolly sheep successfully cloned? 1996, 1997, 98, 99. 1996, 97, 98, 99. When was Dolly sheep successfully cloned? 1996. Very good. In which part of female sex organ development of embryo take place? Ovary, oviduct, uterus, none of these. In which part of the female sex organ development of embryo take place? In which part of female sex organs development of embryo take place? Ovary, oviduct, uterus. Uterus is right. Very good, Shubhasri. How much time does an egg of chick take place to become an adult? How much time does an egg of chick take place to become an adult? 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week. How much time does an egg of chick take place to become an adult? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, very good. By which technique test tube babies are produced? In which techniques test tube babies are produced? IVF, in vitro fertilization, very good. Dash is method of reproduction, asexual reproduction in amoeba. Dash is a method of asexual reproduction in amoeba. Binary fission, correct. What are the animals called who lay eggs? What are the animals called who lay eggs? Or egg laying animals are called as? What do you call the sudden and extreme change taking place during the development of an animal? You can say the drastic change or sudden or extreme changes taking place during the development of an animal. What do we call? Metamorphosis, very good. Name the male gamete. Sperm, very good. Amba, where is Tarun? The ball rolling on the floor stops after some time because it is acted on by dash. The ball rolling on the floor stops after some time because it is acted on by magnetic force, electric force, force of friction. Force of friction. It is difficult to walk on wet floor because force of friction increases, force of friction reduces, sometimes force of friction increases. It is difficult to walk on wet floor because force of friction increases, force of friction decreases. No, force of friction increases. In wet floors, force of friction increases. Now force of decreases, reduces. Very good. Force of friction due to the decrease in force of friction, so that we cannot easily walk on wet floor. Good. Very good. Force of friction acts on the moving body in the same direction or the opposite direction or the perpendicular direction. Force of friction acts on the moving body in the same direction, the opposite direction or the perpendicular direction. Opposite direction. Very good. Next question. What does the friction depend upon? What does the friction depend upon? Nature of object. What is avoided between two surfaces to make movement smooth? What is avoided between two surfaces to make movement smooth? What is avoided between two surfaces to make movement smooth? Irregularity, interlocking of irregularities. Which friction is applicable when wheels are used to carry heavy weights? Which friction is applicable when wheels are used to carry heavy weights? Which friction is applicable when wheels are used? Rolling friction. Very good. What is frictional force exerted by liquids called dash? What is frictional force exerted by liquids called dash? What is frictional force exerted by liquids called dash? Drag. Very good. What is special shape given to object moving in fluid called dash? What is the special shape given to objects moving in fluid called? Streamlined. Very good. Next question. If two forces in the same direction are acting on an object, then the resultant force is dash. If two forces in the same direction are acting on an object, then the resultant force is dash, equal to the sum of two forces, equal to the difference of the two forces, equal to the product of the two forces, none of these. If the two forces in the same direction are acting on an object, then the resultant force is dash. You are wrong. Subhasri. None of this is also wrong. If two forces in the same direction acting on an object, then the resultant force is the sum of two forces. If two equal and opposite forces acts on a body, then the resultant force is zero. No difference. Same direction. If two forces act on a body in the same direction, then their resultant force is the sum of two forces. If two unequal forces acts on a body with opposite to each other, then the resultant force will be the difference of their force. If two forces in opposite direction acts on an object, then the resultant force is equal to the difference of two forces. If two forces are applied in the same direction, then the resultant force will be the sum of two forces. If two equal and opposite forces act on a body, then the resultant force is zero. In digestive process, the food is pushed forward in the food pipe by dash. In digestive system or digestive process, the food is pushed forward in the food pipe by force of friction, muscular force, non-contact force, none of these. Muscular force. The coolies, while lifting heavy luggage, keep on a wound round cloth on their heads to increase the force, to increase the pressure, to reduce the pressure. The coolies, while lifting heavy luggage, keep a wound round cloth on their head to reduce pressure, increase force. To reduce pressure. Very good. The pressure exerted by liquids due to increase in depth reduces, remains same, increases, depends upon the nature of the liquid. The pressure exerted by liquids due to increase in depth or increase in height reduces, the pressure exerted as reduces, remains same, increases. The pressure exerted by liquid due to increase in depth reduces, increases, remains same. Increases. The SI unit of pressure is dash. SI unit of pressure is dash. SI unit of pressure is dash. SI unit of pressure, Pascal or Newton per meter square. Pressure is force per area. Force, the SI unit of force is Newton. The SI unit of meter area is meter square. So you can say the SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square or Pascal. Next. Areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them and their habitat are called dash. National park, biosphere reserve, sanctuary, none of these. Areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them and their habitat are called dash. Subhasri. Amba, you are wrong. Sanctuary. Answer is sanctuary. Name the book which keeps a record for all the endangered species. Name the book which keeps a record of all the endangered species. Name the book which keeps a record of all the endangered species. Name the book which keeps a record of all the endangered species. Red data book, you are right, very good. Amba, Amrutangshu, why do animals usually migrate? Why do animals usually migrate? For nutrition, for respiration, for excretion, for reproduction. Why do animals usually migrate? For nutrition, for respiration, for excretion, for reproduction. For reproduction, very good. The area which and historical objects of an area is called dash. National park, sanctuary, ecosystem, biosphere reserve. The area which preserves flora, fauna, landscape and historical objects of an area is called dash. National park is called national park. When Tiger Project or Project Tiger Law was launched by the government, when Project Tiger Law was launched by the government, 5th April 1973, 1st April 1973, 12th April 1973, 14th April 1973. When Project Tiger Law was launched by the government, 5th April 1973, 1st April 1973, 12th April 1973, 14th April 1973. First April 1973. In which state forest of India? Dash is the first reserve forest of India. Nilagiri, Satpura, Nanda Devi, Meghalaya. Dash is the first reserve forest of India. Satpura. Okay, आज पे